You're watching me, Nikki, also known as Facelesstrader, here in Austin 10X channel, where we deliver daily Philippine market updates. So, in today's news, Wednesday, June 10, we're going to talk about four topics on the news. First topic, Sun Trust Home Developers. So, Sun has already fix their corporate disclosures for the issuance of the new company, which is Resorts World Bayshore. Today, you could read on the PSE Edge disclosure on June 1, SunTrust and Summit Ascent Investments entered into a subscription agreement where Summit Ascent agrees to subscribe and Sun agrees to issue 5.6 billion pesos, 6% convertible bonds upon completion of certain conditions precedent. In the interest of transparency and full comprehensive disclosure, Sun City hereby submits a comprehensive corporate disclosure in the form described under the additional listing rules in compliance with the directive of Philippine Stock Exchange. So on May 29, 2020, the Board of Directors of Sun approved the following. The execution of the subscription agreement whereby the corporation agrees to issue subject to fulfillment of certain conditions in aggregate principal amount of 5.6 billion pesos as approved by the management of Sun. So essentially, what this news tells you is that Sun is becoming a casino. So from a dormant company, this will become a five-star hotel and casino project located at Manila Bayshore in Parañaque City. So that's really just beside your Soler and beside your the two casinos there are City of Dreams and Soler. So this is going to be the third casino in that area. That's the Bay Area. Now that casino will be primarily Macau dominated. Sun City is a junket operator in Macau, so it actually is a backdoor play for Sun. What happened in the stock? Of course, Sun City went up today with the breakout. Let's talk about that. So, Sun City, after being dormant for about 3 to 6 months, April, May, June, essentially right now we have been trying to break out that 135. Today, that news made a move as high as 140. So we could see that there is some people who would buy Sun City for that new casino in the Bayshore. So this is not a play on earnings. We're just playing this because of the uh, potential upside on the reopening of casinos, and in this case, Sun City from a backdoor company to a bona fide Macau Sun City company. So SunTrust Home Developers will become Sun City in the next few months or so. That is the disclosure tells you about that. Now let's talk about the other news today. We're gonna discuss Maxis. Maxis announced their first quarter 2020 results. Today they reported their first quarter system-wide sales comprising of both company-owned and franchise stores dropped down 12% from about 4.5 billion pesos last year to about 4 billion pesos this year. Due to the outbreak of COVID, before the outbreak of COVID, system-wide sales were growing by 8%, accompanied by a same-store sales growth of 2%. February 2020 exhibited a similar trend with sales growing 9% and same-store sales growth of 2.3%. In March, due to the ECQ, in mid-March, MGI Max Group was forced to close the operations in malls and operate standalone and inline locations with a very limited capacity, delivery and takeaway only. They were also reinforcing their sanitation safety procedures for commissary stores and offices. Therefore, they had to pause all their operations from March 26 to April 4. As a result of these disruptions, first quarter 2020 declined by 18.8% to 2.72 billion pesos from 3.35 billion pesos. The company ends with a net loss of 170 million pesos compared to net income of 140 million pesos. Now, their CEO, Robert Trota, said that with the safety of our stakeholders as our top priority, we ensure that security and health protocols remain bolstered at every aspect of the business. The cumulative impact of temporary store closures, dine-in restrictions, and various fixed costs have resulted in a swift reversal from last year's performance, but we anticipate this trend will continue as well through second quarter. Despite our conservative outlook, we are gradually making progress as we mindfully reopen more locations across our network. So far, Maxis has 573 stores. They've reopened this, representing 76% of their total store network. In last few months, the company has heightened their responsiveness to the changed business environment. Their group's chief operating officer, Ariel Fermin, also said that with the powerful convergence of their brands, they are resilient enough to acknowledge this unique and challenging second quarter. Their delivery business continues to operate with multiples of 200 to 300% higher versus their previous same store levels, demonstrating that people and consumers will trust their household name brands such as Maxis, Yellow Cab, Krispy Kreme, and Pancake House. Their goal is successfully execute and thrive within the new normal. We have cut the tail of margin dilutive products, streamlining our operations in stores and commissaries. As of the April 30, 2020, company has 756 locations, 698 Philippine sites, and 58 situated in North America, Middle East, and Asia. Let's talk about the charts of the news later. Another news, of course, Jollibee reported they're reopening its doors for their customers, setting the bar for quality standards and safety cleanliness. I think that you want to listen to this 1 minute jingle to know how Jollibee is doing and what the company has done for their reopening. BEEDA ang safety at saya. Let me play this for you now. Just 1 minute. Just watch. Okay, so Jollibee said safe at saya. You could see how high the safety standards of Jollibee was. Adoption of the new normal was they really went the extra mile. As you could see, Jollibee went the extra mile in terms of safety of customers. They have cashless transactions, and if you're gonna pay in cash, they do that. You could see it all in the video. The video makes it clear that the crew and the store of Jollibee is very prepared for the new normal, and I I could tell you that that was really above all the people's expectations for Jollibee to handle. That the way they handle the self-order kiosks, the disinfectant masks, the face mask, the temperature, the door handle being what do you call that, sanitized every 30 minutes. So that was way beyond what people expected for Jollibee to do. They really went the extra mile. So of course the market was happy with that. First class basically it's a first class move for Jollibee. Let's take a look as well for the other news. Teka. So I discussed the Jollibee news. Okay, yeah. So Max's Jollibee and Sun. So that's your news for the day. But I have to explain to you the market action this day. Okay, let's discuss a few minutes on the market action. For the news, okay, so since you know that Jollibee went above and beyond what people expected, you could see that Jollibee traveled a V-shaped move, closing at 145. So the 2 billion peso loss, people basically ignored that loss, as you could see that people are happy with how they are adjusting to the new normal. Your previous high for Jollibee was 151. If people are expecting that the reopening recovery of the entire world or entire Philippines will bring about a recovery, take note that Jollibee was trading at 180 pesos during that about March This was the ECQ, so about 160 to 170. Nevertheless, of course, this sector is continuing to have losses. So Jollibee had a 2 billion peso loss. Maxis reported a 160 loss, 170 million peso loss. So all of these restaurants are still bleeding money. I am actually surprised that Shakey's didn't bleed money. They actually earned some income for the year. So net income of Shakey's was down 31%. Maxis and Jollibee reversed to the downside. But if the market believes that the reopening and the safety procedures of these fast casual restaurants are higher, are better, up above expectations, then Maxis can actually be entered here at about 550. And the reopening resistance is still this 8 pesos for Maxis. Of course, Shakey's has done better. People are more confident that Shakey's Pizza's earnings were less impacted by this COVID. So you could see the higher low. We are still in a higher channel move for Shakey's. Therefore, your Shakey's was trading during March 10 here at about 750 at about 8 pesos. So with the reopening, take a look that these will become higher low moves. So higher lows, any prices near 6, lower end channel should be bought. 7 to 8 your resistance. So those who got in at about 5 pesos, 5, sell at 7, buy back at 550, sell again at 7 or 8, then buy back at 6. That's how you trade these names. So let's take a look why the Philippine market today, the all of your bad sectors are actually peaked. Airlines sank last night, and in theory, all the airlines in the Philippines were a lagging move. So you could see that definitely our airline started to sink. What happened last night is that your FANGs, your Facebooks went all-time highs. So we could see that the rotation was get out of bad sectors, get in again to good sectors. How do I explain this? The charts will tell you what. Sorry, FB here is San Miguel Food Beverage. I'll show you the charts here, okay? US, let's do it. This will explain to you what's happening in the Philippines, so give me some time. Facebook is, of course, a leader. So these are your technology good sector leaders. Yesterday, when Europe was falling down, the market went safe havens. When you say safe havens, the safe haven is the technology group. So Facebook went all-time high, Amazon 2.6, another all-time high, see? And then Netflix also all-time high. Well, close to all-time highs, right? But a breakout. And then you can see it for everyone, Microsoft. So the fact that your big leaders are pushing up, your NASDAQ becomes all-time highs as the FANGs go all-time highs. That is an indication that the market wants to go to the good names. It's a rotation to the good names. Similarly, with all your airlines, bankrupt companies sinking down, take a look, Delta Airlines after moving up, there you go, we have a sell rating on the airlines. Bang, 38, that's it. That's your resistance. With all the airlines sinking down again, you could see that, okay, Delta Airlines, American Airlines, United Airlines, the cruise lines, all of these bad ships are falling down. So the Philippine bad stuff is also going down. What do we mean with bad stuff? Cebu Pacific, Macro Asia. Let's talk about the bad sectors of the Philippines. So after a substantial rally, you could see that this is all profit-taking zone. Will it go back to about 36 or 40? Possible. Macro Asia also going to go down. But as you can see, these moves have already bottomed out here at about 4 to 550, such that if it drops, 550 to 450 will be bought. So just because it's in the bad sector doesn't mean that you could trade that you could not trade it. In fact, all the people will bargain hunt because the reopening, the recovery for these, actually they're not bad sectors, it's just badly hit, okay, badly hit. We know that the airlines as a group worldwide is a badly hit sector. So that's what we mean. That's what we mean with bad sectors. Okay, so there are good names, there are bad names. So what happened to the Philippine good names? As you can see, Globe, Telephone, these are your most resilient Philippine companies. If the US has FANGs like Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, we only have broadband connectivity here to become resilient. So with Globe and Telephone being your quote-unquote resilient names, you could see that it bounced from that 2-1 to 160. So Globe is still up. Telephone, of course, started going up. Let's talk about PLDT. So after falling down, after the good names were falling down, 150 to 1225 goes up to 1280, goes up to 13. That's possible. So you're seeing rotation. This is just rotation. Your gold after falling down from 50 to 44, people pick it up to 45, 55, now 46, 40. So what's going to happen to your bad sectors? Does that mean that your unloved sectors like Nickel Asia, your Bloomberries, casinos, what's going to happen to them? Does it mean that they're going to go all the way down here again at 160 to 140? So what we think is that the full move of these rallies are just getting profit taking. So you have these two scenarios. It could be a higher low or it could be a retest. You have to have two probabilities. It could be a higher low. If Nickel Asia finds a lot of buyers here at 180 or even at 160, then you've got a higher low. That means the unloved sectors continues to be bought and bargain hunted. That's the same case for your oil companies, right? Like Shell Philippines. So these are your unloved sectors. Of course, since the market is selling off abroad, like your airlines, your bad names are falling down, you could see that the energy names would also fall in the Philippines. But the question here is, are people willing to pay here at 18 or 1640, or are they willing to buy here already at about 1940s? So far, we have yet to see if the bad names would have a higher low or a retest of these lows. However, what I could assure you is that given the substantial risk reward ratio to the upside, there will be buyers here at about 16 to 18 or even here at 1940, as some people would see that this reopening can trigger a move here at your pre-ECQ prices of 26. So Shell Philippines was trading at 26 during the March time when we had pre-ECQ time, pre-COVID time. Okay, so those are your unloved sectors. Let's take a look at the entire move of the market. The entire move of the market today is most of them are really losers. Why do you think that the banks are losers? Definitely because our banks worldwide, even like if you go in the US, your Goldman Sachs, these are not resilient enough. Yes, they have been there, but as a group, the financial sector worldwide is no match for your cloud computing, your technology sector, right? So like gaming sector, it's no match there. It's no match for like your esports phenomenon. Esports is like all-time highs. Your XLK, which is technology, is at all-time highs. Your XLF is in deep shit. Okay, look, take a look at the all-year trends. It's very low. Compare XLF versus your XLK, and you know what I mean. So for your bad sectors, see, XLF versus XLK. XLF is all the way down, meaning if you're in financials and not in technology, of course you're wrong. So what's happening in the market is the same. Financials worldwide are going down, so all the banks here have to fall. Take a look what happened on your banks. Let's take a look each one of them. PDO takes a correction from so it's buy low, sell high, go back down to 90 or 100, that's possible. BPI, of course, buy low, sell high. Seeing that the market has peaked for your banks, go down again. Will it go down to 68? Will it go to 64? We have yet to see. But with the financials popping out, then it's not a surprise that the Philippine stock index would fall. So this is your resistance for financials. Will it go back to 1-2? When you see support there, that's when you can try to pick up Security Bank, PDO, BPI, the rest. You could see that the financials has peaked for a few days, right? Properties temporary peak here. So it makes sense that SMAC, given their large stakes in properties and financials, have peaked. So SM Investments here peaked at about 1,000. Will it go back to 840? We shall see. But of course, I would assume that 840 would have buyers. AC, temporary peak at 800. Any drops we would want to enter here at 680. This is a channel uptrend. Okay, there. So, what are the good names in the Philippines? Of course, consumer staples, because consumer staples are essential goods. When you don't have money, you are forced to eat canned goods, instant noodles. That's true all over the world, by the way. It's not just for the Philippines. How do I know this? Let's take a look at your, Nissin Foods. Nissin Foods is listed in Japan, also listed in Hong Kong. You go here, Tokyo Stock Exchange, Nissin Foods, all-time highs. So it tells you that consumer staples as a group is a resilient group. Therefore, URC should be seen as resilient. It's one of the most good names in the Philippines. Therefore, what happened today was people started to push up URC further. Will it go to 160? That is possible. Any dips of URC will continue to be bought, of course, at 130, higher low, higher low, higher low. Higher lows for telephone, higher lows for Globe, higher lows for Pure Gold, higher lows for RHI. So you could see that the smart money is now buying Pure Gold. The smart money is selling your airlines. But at some point, of course, let's see how low can they sell these airlines down. Will they pick it up at 40 here? It's possible they will pick it up at 40. So do not try to attempt to buy too low. You want to ladder into your positions downwards if you are buying unloved sectors. Meanwhile, so there's really just two kinds of sectors, loved sectors and unloved sectors. So we're either COVID proof or not COVID proof. So we know that Home actually reported good earnings on the upside. This is a COVID proof name. Expect higher lows for this name. When you say higher lows, you won't be able to get it at 5. If you get it at 6 to 7, it's kind of good entry for you already, given that it's COVID-proof name. All the COVID-proof names we know will reverse to this pre-ECQ level, and pre-ECQ level for all homes is about 9 to 10. So you have to estimate that 7 is a good entry, sell at 9 and 10. Any prices ladder down, enter, enter, enter for good names. Mrs. G was a supermarket, but it didn't have good earnings, so it's treated as a bad name. People felt that, okay, bad name, go down again. Maybe it goes down to 150. Definitely, you've got people disappointed with their earnings. Until they can show great earnings, it will still be treated as a bad name, even if it's in the even if it's in the supermarket sector. Now, which were good surprises on the earnings? Of course, Robinson's Retail. Robinson's Retail actually reported 45% earnings for the first quarter. That's why you're seeing higher low, higher low, higher low. What happened with your CNPF, Century Tuna? Higher moves, higher lows because of good earnings. So what you could see in the market is pretty rational. When it's bad earnings, they would sell it down. When it's a good earnings, they would love you. So what's gonna happen is that people would see that if you got example, okay, so you might ask me, I thought that casinos, restaurants will have bad earnings. So even if you're a bad sector, why is it rising? You have to understand that casinos worldwide, restaurants worldwide are rising on the reopening because of the thinking of people that if this, okay, if Jollibee is very safe, the sanitation procedures are good, they will be willing to pick it up. So you are seeing here higher low moves, higher lows. So it's possible that if Jollibee falls to 126, there will be a lot of buyers, even with those even with losses, as people are bullish on the future. That's true for your casinos. Take a look. Bloomberry reopening rally was very strong, right? So about 5 to 8. That's about 450 to 8, more than 80-90% up. So it was trading at about $9. Actually, it's already trading at your ECQ time. So Bloomberry is one of the best bad names that recovered fast as people reevaluate, hey, are casinos truly bad? Are their earnings really gonna be hard to recover? So you have to think of it this way. If casinos like Bloomberry is considered as a good sector, then PLC as a laggard and Sun City as a laggard could actually get picked up. Okay? It could be picked up. So at 33 cents, you've got that risk reward ratio. That's gonna go for you. Okay, time's up. I hope you learned a lot. Always think what's the good sector, what's the bad sector, and evaluate those risk reward ratios. As you will see that worldwide, there's money to be made on the reopening efforts, and there's money to be made on the COVID-proof names. Okay, thanks. Bye.
What's